Hey guys, it's Numistacker back with you again, and this time we're going to look at sovereigns from a very specialist company based in Sydney, Australia, who some of you have probably heard of already, Drake Sterling, who have been kind enough to record some brilliant video of some real rarities for you guys to take a look at. So let's get into it. If you haven't already been to the Drake Sterling website, then I would definitely recommend a visit. It has just been redesigned. Drake Sterling have got a new logo and a vastly improved website, although their previous one was also pretty good. One of the things I most like about the website is they've organised all the different sovereigns into types and reigns. If you're after a source of very high quality, usually PCGS graded sovereigns, then they are a good company to buy from. All their pricing is in Australian dollars. If you're based in the UK, the exchange rate to Australian dollars is pretty good at the moment. So don't be put off by the prices thinking they're American dollars. They're not, they're Australian dollars, and it's roughly half that Australian dollar amount is the pounds equivalent. But I'm just here browsing through some of the shieldbacks from Melbourne, lots of different dates, lots of varieties. Chances are if you're looking for something in particular, then you will find it at Drake Sterling. So let's move on to the first coin today. It could potentially be confused with a large silver polo mint, but actually this amazing coin is a Holey Dollar. That's H-O-L-E-Y, Holey Dollar, which was a totally famous and creative solution to an Australian financial crisis. Governor Macquarie basically didn't have enough silver, so he bought 40,000 Spanish silver dollars and he basically converted them. He kind of cut a hole in the middle and converted them to two coins. There's an outside bit and there's also one called the dump, which is the small centerpiece. They stamped it with a crown and they valued the bit in the middle at 15 pence, and the bit round the outside, New South Wales 1813, was valued at 5 shillings. Totally amazing and historical coin. Thanks Eric for showing me that. This next coin is the 1872 over 1 overdate Melbourne sovereign. In fact, it is the only overdate known in the Melbourne sovereign range, and it all started with a shipwreck. In 1871, the Melbourne Mint was preparing to open. The Royal Mint in London sent out a shipment of coins, or coin dies, which are the stamps used to make coins, on the steamer SS Rangoon. Disaster struck when the ship hit the rocks and sank off the coast of Sri Lanka. Though the people were saved, the cargo, including all of those 1871 dated dies, was stuck at the bottom of the ocean. When the dies were eventually recovered and sent to Melbourne, they were already a year out of date. So rather than waiting months for new dies to arrive from London, the Melbourne Mint's engraver Julius Hogarth, he was tasked with the task of updating the recovered 1871 dies. So using a process known as overpunching, he attempted to stamp a 2 directly over the 1 in the date. And the cover-up wasn't perfect, because we all know that these coins were covered up using that particular punching technique, but it all created the 1872 over 1 variety, which is highly valuable, and this one is in beautiful condition. With the next coin, if you know, you know. On paper, the 1917 London sovereign doesn't look rare. The Royal Mint struck 1,014,714 of them. By comparison, many other rare coins have mintages in the low thousands. However, almost all the entire 1917 production was never released to the public. Instead, the coins were moved straight from the mint into the vaults of the Bank of England to serve as gold reserves. During World War I, the British government borrowed massive amounts of money from the United States to fund the war effort. By 1917, the US demanded payment in gold, so Bank of England emptied its vaults, sent the sovereigns over to America, and they were melted down into gold bars. Very, very, very low survival rate. Today they're only a tiny, tiny fraction that exist, and they change hands for a lot of money. So thank you very much, Eric, for showing me these amazing coins. And if any of you guys need coins graded with NGC, then please let me know, get in contact, and I'd be happy to help you go through grading submissions. Until the next one.